The attempted assassination of Donald Trump was not the work of a lone gunman, but rather the work of the media and the politicians over years and years and years. Let's talk about it. Let's be clear about one thing. The attempted assassination of Donald Trump was not the work of a single lone gunman. Yes, information will no doubt emerge about this shooter in days to come, but we already know that an attempt on the life of President Donald Trump has been brewing for years. The Democrats, the left-wing media, and the woke-tard celebrities have been agitating for years for Trump to be killed. That is not an exaggeration.
Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world.
But you only get this many famous people together if the issue's
one that truly matters to all of us.
A disease or
ecological crisis or
a racist, abusive coward who could permanently damage the fabric of our society.
Do the math.
Do we really want to give nuclear weapons to a man whose signature move is firing?
Firing things?
But we can end this nightmare before it begins.
We can save the day.
For our children.
For our children.
For our children.
For our communities.
For our communities.
For our communities.
For America.
For America.
For America.
But we begin tonight with the utterly dangerous words of an old man that could trigger World War III.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bull artist, a mutt. I'd like to punch him in the face.
Just 2 weeks ago, actress Lea DeLaria, star of a Netflix series Orange is the New Black, called for President Trump to be killed. In a completely unhinged rant, now typical of those on the left, she described Trump as a Hitler who had to be taken out.
People are taking to social media to call for Trump's assassination. Most recently, it was a BBC reporter who took to Twitter to write, "If I was Biden, I'd hurry up and have Trump murdered on the basis that he is a threat to America's security." That's David Aronovich. I mean, this is someone that people, obviously mostly in the UK, watch on the BBC and know him to be a household name. And here he is calling for the murder of Donald Trump, but he is just one of many. Check out this actress. She's from a show which you may or may not have heard from called Orange is the New Black. It was a pretty big mega series. Millions of people have watched it. And she decided to post this video on her social media calling on Biden to be that assassin.
Joe, you're a reasonable man. You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a war. This is a war now, and we are fighting for our country. And these are going to take it away. They're going to take it away. Joe, you now have the right to take that Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler, and this is 1940. Take him the out.
Like we needed any further proof that these guys are literally deranged, that they think that it's perfectly acceptable at this point to take themselves on social media, people with millions of viewers, and say, yeah, let's just murder this guy.
It's a f***ing war. Blow him up or they'll blow us up, she said. Joe Biden said today, there was no place for political violence in America. Give me a break. Less than a week ago, Joe Biden said a bullseye needed to be put on President Donald Trump.
We hear every other day that Trump's Hitler, that he's the demon. We hear from the president himself this week that it's time to put a bullseye on Trump. I'm not blaming this on Joe Biden, but I would be remiss in my duty if I did not point out that he just on July 8th said to a group of Democrats whom he was trying to shore up about his mental acuity, quote, "We're done talking about the debate. It's time to put Trump in a bullseye." And now you've got the sitting president who's been so loose with his language. He called Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist, despite the fact that there was zero evidence for that and none of it was borne out in that trial. And he said it's time to put Trump in a bullseye days ago.
Biden, Pelosi, and a cabal of Democrat nasties have consistently described Trump as a threat to democracy, a threat to the republic, a threat to America, a fascist, over and over and over again. For years, they have vilified Donald Trump. They have drummed home into the psyche of the masses that he is a dictator who will remove people's freedoms and their civil rights. They have positioned him, in my opinion, as an enemy of humanity, as one of the most evil men that the world has ever seen. Now, a gunman armed with a rifle has come within mere millimeters of killing President Donald Trump. Biden, today, made a statement pretending that he believes there is no place for violence in America. He acts surprised that this horrific incident has taken place. Spare me, Biden, spare me. You were the one, along with Vice President Kamala Harris, basically cheering on the BLM protests. That was you. That was you taking the knee. Like I said, spare me. The Democrats have been all but calling for this to happen. Those of us on the right are typically polite and careful in what we say. We prefer argument to smear and logic to emotion. But we must now state the obvious. No matter how uncomfortable it is to say this, the left are the enemy. The left hate Trump because they hate freedom and they hate liberty. The left hate Trump because they hate Western values and they hate anyone who dares to stand for these values. I am not making that up. Hillary Clinton herself referred to Trump voters as a basket of deplorables.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
Biden all but said that the people who support Trump's agenda and voted for him were the enemies of democracy. This attack on Donald Trump was an attack on all people who value the rule of law and who value liberty. The left don't just hate Trump, they hate all freedom-loving people, even to the point of violence and death. But then again, are we really surprised? We all remember the Black Lives Matter protests that were full of violence and vandalism. Vice President Kamala Harris said at that time that she would personally help to organise bail for anyone charged over the BLM riots. What more evidence do we need that there are no limits to what the left will do when they do not get their way? Thank God the shooter was killed before he could do more damage than he did. But all those involved in this, including Democrats at the highest level whose loose rhetoric created an environment in which such an attack could happen, must be pursued over this outrage. The left tried lawfare, only to see Trump's popularity increase the more that they came after him. So now they have tried warfare, assassination, murder. There is no depth to which they won't stoop, and no depravity that they won't contemplate in their raw pursuit of power. They must be stopped. Were it not for a few millimeters, we would be talking about an assassination rather than an assassination attempt. Donald Trump, he was bloodied, but he was unbowed. It shows the measure of the man, that far from coward, he insisted on rising a fist of victory to the crowd and calling out fight, even as blood poured down the side of his face.
We see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Move this there. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stair. Stair, get ready. Stair, get ready. We ready? Down. 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 Are we good to move?
We're clear.
We're clear. Let's move.
We're clear. Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, let's shoot down.
Watch out.
As a wounded Trump was rushed from the stage, his fist held high in defiance of the attempt on his life, the crowd chanted USA. The people know what is at stake. The people understand that Trump is America's last hope to be saved from the progressive left who will demonize, prosecute, and even murder anyone who gets in their way. The future, not just of America, but of the Western world relies on Trump winning in November. Sadly, I doubt this will be the last attempt on Trump's life before November. The left have shown, in case you had any doubt left, just how far they are willing to go. God bless America, because America sure needs God's help right now, and God bless us all. I'm Senator Alphabet for the United Australia Party.